New season, same old problems for Charles Leclerc and Ferrari, as his car decided to die on lap 40 of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Granted, it's only the first race of the season, so a lot can still happen, see last year. But still, after all the trials and tribulations of 2022, Ferrari must have hoped to make a much stronger start to 2023. It had already been a fairly strange weekend for the prancing horses, from the Sainz spin in FP1 to pieces flying off the car within seconds of Leclerc's first run out in qualifying, to Leclerc abandoning a final run in Q3 to save tyres, which worked out great. And then we saw Ferrari take a new energy store and control electronics, before a single racing lap had happened in the season. Whilst this has been described as precautionary, it still raises a few alarm bells for where the team is currently at. Red Bull have turned up with a simply lovely package to Bahrain, and Ferrari need to surpass their opponent's progress, or at least match it, to stand much of a chance starting 2023 on the front foot instead of playing catch-up. To give Ferrari some credit, strategy seemed to be less of an issue. They recently employed a new strategy director, Ravin Jain, and as far as we're aware, both cars were on Plan A throughout. Compared to last year when we reached Plan G, this is a sign of improvement. Sure, Plan A probably didn't factor in the car dying a sweet, merciful death, but that's not on Ravin. We also saw them nail a double stack, a feat which would have been deemed impossible last season. So where do the problems currently lie with Ferrari? Well, whilst the list of issues is a little smaller than last year, if today's strategy successes are anything to go by, they now have the added issue of Aston Martin and, more specifically, Fernando Alonso. Even on their optimum strategy, Ferrari simply couldn't handle the pace of the AMR 23, and tyre degradation seems to be an issue, with Carlos Sainz giving the team two options: defending against Alonso or making it to the end of the race. Bahrain is a bit of an outlier when it comes to tyre degradation, but there's only so far race strategy can take you when your tyres simply can't last. Ferrari managed to keep hold of P2 in the constructors last year, as well as P2 in the drivers, but that was with fairly limited competition, maybe letting them off a bit with the amount of woeful performances they had. But adding a team that looks likely to cut their points by a fairly high amount as it stands, things will not be looking good for the boys in red. As I said before, it's only one race. There's plenty of time for Ferrari to somehow switch into gear and potentially take the fight to the Red Bulls, but seeing these worrying signs so early will not be filling anybody with confidence. And Charles Leclerc appears to have little faith in the team's ability to do that. He says, Red Bull seems to have found something really big during the race pace. In terms of quali pace, they're actually pretty similar to us. So at least we managed to extract the lap time yesterday, but then we come to the race and we are a second every lap off the pace, which is huge. Do you think Ferrari have made any improvements? Or are Red Bull somehow further ahead than they ended up last season? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more F1 content throughout the season.